Working in the oil and gas industry is not an easy task. Working in the oil and gas industry is considered as one of the most dangerous jobs on the planet. Fire can occur at any time. Gas leak can occur at any time. How can you protect yourself from fire? How can you fight the fire? What types of system that is effective in your platform? What types of agent or suppression system that is available in your platform? Today, we have invited one of our guests. He works in the oil and gas industry as a fire engineer for more than 8 years. He is in charge of the onshore platforms in installation, maintaining the fire protection system. Please welcome Mr. Abhijit.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Abhijit here. I have been working for the past 7 years in oil and gas industries related to firefighting and fire safety systems. These days, fire has been an important it has been an important problem that we are facing in the industries, being because oil or natural gas is one of the potential causes for the fire incident to happen. So in our industry, fire safety and the fire protection system is one of the important aspects of our company, and it is given the utmost importance in terms of safety matters.
So, you've been. Is this your first job in the Middle East, or how long you been working in the Middle East?
In the Middle East, I've been working for past 8 years.
8 years.
Before this, I used to be in the fire protection system for the ships. That is in the marine services. Because here, being on land, even if there is a fire incident, we have sources like from other parts of the place.
Yeah.
Like a neighboring company also, they might end up in helping, to control the fire. Yes. By sending their forces. But in ships, this is very difficult, because in the middle of the sea, when there is no one, and if there is an unfortunate incident occurred in the ship, it will be a problem there. So the fire safety in the ships is very important, and there are a few rules and regulations the vessels are following. It is mainly the marine circulars, that is MSC, which the ships have to follow, and there are surveyors, who come to the vessel for inspecting the vessels. Without the proper fire safety equipments in the vessel, the ship is not allowed to travel anywhere.
You're following the MSA standard, that is the international standard.
International standard, that is the marine.
How about the state standards? For example, here in Qatar, do they have the specific standards on this particular fire safety? Let's say fire safety standard. So, speaking about you work on the ship. Have you been working in the offshore also?
Offshore, yeah. I have been to many offshore rigs. I've been to platforms where the production is ongoing, and I've been to platforms where rigs were attached to the platform, and drilling process is going on. Then I've been to a few vessels which were in offshore in support of the platform, or if the vessel is away from the platform also, at that time also I have attended the vessels there.
Usually in the platform, what types of firefighting equipment that you are installing or you are maintaining?
Platform, In the platform, the first important firefighting equipment there will be the helipad, I mean the helideck foam system, because every platform should be having a helipad for emergency evacuation purposes. Not emergency, but not in terms of fire emergency, but ongoing production type of emergency also may arise, and at that time people might have to come from onshore to offshore field so that they can sort the issue. So the utmost important is the helideck foam system.
Foam system.
Yeah.
How that foam system works? Do you have an independent tank or source, or you're just providing a big fire, it's like cylinder?
For helideck foam system, there is a separate tank which has been provided for the foam system itself. It consists of only foam in that, and in some cases there is a tank which is connected to the fire water line. Types of foam systems which we have seen which I have seen in my experience. One is the premixed foam.
Yeah, premixed foam.
Premixed foam.
No need to pressurize.
No. Pressurizing is required. Pressurizing is the second part. First is either the tank will contain premixed foam or it will contain only the foam concentrate. So in terms of in case of premixed foam, the pressurizing will be done by nitrogen. There will be a separate bank of nitrogen cylinders which will be connected to the tank, and it will be separated by means of a main wall. But in case of foam concentrate, there will be a fire line which will be attached to the foam tank, where the water from the fire line will enter the tank with the help of fire pump, and it will be mixed inside the tank. And when it is released, it will be pressured out with the help of a jockey pump which will be attached to the foam tank. But in case of the premix foam, only that premix foam means that it will be already mixed with water and it will be present inside the tank. So in this case, what will happen is when you operate the system, the nitrogen will enter inside the tank, and what will happen is the pressure inside the tank will increase, and the foams are generated inside the tank. At the same time, what will happen is one line from the nitrogen bank will go to the valve which is connected outside the foam tank, and it will open at that time. At that time, the foam concentrate inside, the foam mixture inside the tank will rush out of the tank as it has been pressurized with nitrogen, and it will be discharged through the nozzles. So this is how the protection will happen.
Speaking about the foam system, where we are talking about the helideck or helipad foam system, we have different types of foam. Which is more effective in the helipad? Is it the AR triple F or this triple F? Which foam we
normally mostly the foam which is used in helideck is civil aviation approved AFFF 3% foam. AR AFFF is not used for helideck foam system because the expansion ratio of that particular foam is different when you compare to the AFFF. So AFFF 3% foam, and it has to be civil aviation
approved.
Civil aviation approved, and then only we can use that type of foam in the helideck.
So I was expecting that these two foams can be used to every industries or any facility. So in the helideck foam, it needs to be approved by the aviation authority. So that's it. So we have already discussed about this foam system. How about in the platform itself? What types of fighting equipment that we are usually installing in that particular
firefighting? It depends upon the location in the platform. If there is an area which has been manned by a person, people inside, for example the control room in the platform, that area will be protected by energen gas. Energen gas. Previously, it was carbon dioxide. Now, carbon dioxide is being faded out, and it is been replaced by energen gas.
Energen.
Energen gas is a clean agent.
Mhm.
Why energen gas? Because it doesn't have the suffocating property
Mm.
that
Yeah.
this carbon dioxide gas
Yeah,
has.
yeah, yeah.
So if the area is manned by anyone, that area will always be protected by energen gas
Energen.
or any other clean agent which will not cause suffocation and help the people out to evacuate from that area.
Yeah, yeah.
But in case recently I've been to one platform where there are diesel generators, which the use of those diesel generators is to provide the electrical power to the platform. So those areas, as it is not manned, CO2 is being used in that area because it is always under high temperature.
Mhm.
So CO2 will have the cooling effect or the thermal shock which we always know.
Yeah. So it can damage. There is a possibility that some equipments will be damaged, right?
Yeah, damaged, but CO2 is being used because it has the property to bring down the temperature
Mm.
drastically.
Yeah, because it's cold.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Then there are few other areas where there is a possibility of gas leak. There are a few pipelines and few tanks will be available on the platform. Those areas will have this deluge system.
Yeah, deluge, yes. Just like we have here in the plant.
Yeah. So deluge system is not common, but I have seen in most of the platforms.
Mm. So in the CO2 system, what types of system you're using? Are we using the cascade system or just like big fire extinguisher also, or similar to the helipad? What do you call that? Foam system.
No. The one which we are using most commonly is the cylinders type.
Cylinder type.
Yeah.
Ah.
Because a low pressure CO2 system is not being used
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now. We are only using high pressure CO2.
It's the big 50 kg, right?
No, it is actually 120 kilos.
120 kilos.
Every full cylinder will weigh around 120 to
120.
125 kilos.
The big one.
Yeah.
Mm.
The reason behind that is the weight of the empty cylinder. The tire weight itself will be somewhere around 70 to 80
Yeah,
kilos,
yeah.
depending upon
Mm.
the make of the cylinder. But it has been made mandatory by the production, manufacturers, that around 45 kilo of carbon dioxide has to be there inside the cylinder. So this has been done basically on the design of the
Platform.
design of the room.
Yeah.
So basically on the design of the room, that is the volumetric area of the room. They design the number of cylinders in that. So according to the size of the room, we install so many cylinders in that. Like, for example, we have this room here, and this room might need around 10 cylinders. So we'll have 10 cylinders of carbon dioxide, and there'll be one pilot cylinder, either nitrogen or carbon dioxide itself, which will help in activating the CO2
The
cylinder.
CO2 system. Because we here in the plant, I think we have the same logic in operating the CO2 system, right?
Yeah.
Small cylinder, then it will pressurize all the lines from small cylinder, the what do you call that? Pilot?
The pilot cartridge.
Pilot cartridge, then it will pressurize to the first what do you call it? First cylinder.
Master cylinder.
Master cylinders.
Yeah.
Then after that, once this one's empty, it will just the rest will follow.
Yes.
So anyway, that was very very useful information that we received from Mr. Abhijit, and we will be discussing more about the fire protection system in the oil and gas industry. So this is the first time that we have tackled this type of topics, and if you have time, you can visit also his YouTube channel. I will put it in the description area, so that you can visit and watch his video about the fire protection system. Okay guys, so thank you very much for listening. If you like our video, please subscribe, like, and share our channels. Once again, this is Lifesavers TV. Good day.
I want you so bad.